Hi everyone, Jennie here with Arcana. As you can see, I'm really close to baby now, about 38 weeks. So I wanted to be able to give you a few more practices, but towards the end of my last pregnancy, I did a lot of yoga nidra, and I had that requested by some folks, as well as some of my students at USM to have a yoga nidra video put out right now, which I think is probably going to be one of the most supportive practices for people during lockdown, financial crisis, illness, anything like that, because it's just so deeply, deeply restorative on a cellular level. It's really probably the most important practice that I have as a mom as well. So, really great for new moms because it's said to be equivalent to 4 hours of sleep. So, I don't know an exact, I can't reference a study on this, but they say like half an hour of yoga nidra is like 4 hours of sleep. So, pretty amazing. This is going to be around 15 to 20 minutes, but should charge up your batteries if that's what you need. It's also a practice sometimes used with folks with PTSD, but I am not a medical professional. I always want to state that. If things come up when you're doing yoga nidra that feel hard, that's not uncommon. I've often found myself sobbing through some of these because our bodies are, in yogic theory, have layers: physical, mental, breath and energy layers, right? Wisdom, bliss, and then in our center there's something called Atman, or the soul, or a piece of divine consciousness. And so these layers can hold patterns or samskaras in Sanskrit that release when we practice, whether it be the physical practice, yoga nidra, meditation, body work, or energy work. And so when they release, it's our job as practitioners to just let them release. We don't have to analyze images or thoughts or anything like that. That's something great for like talk therapy, right? For a social worker or a clinical professional to help you through. But if those things come up here, my offering and what my teachers taught me, especially my teacher Sajal, was to just keep coming back to the practice. You don't have to analyze it. You don't have to go into it. And that's the beauty of it. It's a release in a different way, an energetic release, not cognitive, not mental. So let it go, and then just come back to my voice if stuff comes up, if you're able. And yeah, a little bit more prep stuff. I'm going to give you the option now to pause this video because it can be really nice to do a physical practice before you do yoga nidra. So if you want to make sure your body is feeling good and you can really concentrate and relax, then you may want to pause the video and just move on your mat a little bit, do some sun salutations, or do a couple of yin postures, or do another yoga video, and then come back to this. And if not, if you just like to do yoga nidra, that's okay too. But you may also want to grab something like that's supportive of this area. So this is going to be COVID-19 specific yoga nidra, where we really try to bring healing and light to the lungs, internal organs, heart of ourselves and the whole world. And so if you have something to support this space, in Sanskrit this chakra is anahata, so the space of the heart, but also lungs included here. Lungs can hold grief, lots of stagnant energy, especially this time of year in the spring. There can be a lot held here. So let's do everything we can to release it. We'll start with a little bit of breathing, and then we'll go into this yoga nidra. So things that may be supportive, if it's warm enough, opening up a window so that you can breathe in some fresh air as we do this, or putting on some essential oils like eucalyptus or tea tree or something mentholy, mint, to help with the flow of breath. Or if you have any like green crystals, something like Amazonite or green calcite, anything like that, or anything for the heart and the lungs. You could go grab those things and place them on your chest as we do the Yoga Nidra. Okay, so I want you to get all set up. I'm going to have you also grab some props. The best way to do this is on a yoga mat, and that's just because it's going to keep you a little bit more alert than in a bed, but you can also do this in bed, that's fine. We're not going to lie down right away, but grab a pillow if it's comfortable for underneath your head, and something for underneath your knees as well, so maybe another pillow or a rolled up blanket or yoga mat. And then you'll also want another blanket to cover your body and possibly something to cover your eyes. And if you like anything else, grab those other things as well. Okay, so if you need to pause, go grab your props and come on back. And then now that you're back, come to a comfortable seat. And you might choose to close your eyes and sit up very tall. Spaciousness between your vertebrae, length up and down in the spine, representing this connection between heaven and earth in this seat. Maybe cross-legged, maybe on a chair, Sukhasana, the seat of sweetness. Begin by watching your breath. And then start to deepen the breath. Breathe as if you were breathing into your whole torso. Let it float and inflate forward and then draw back. Constrict and contract to really empty. So these big diaphragmatic breaths through the nose. Let's do one out through the mouth. And then release that, and I'll have you just glance down at my belly, and you can see this a lot with me, right? Because I have this big belly. But I'm just going to do this really lightly. You're welcome to do it a little harder to really expel that stuck energy in the ribs and lungs during this season. So what we'll do is we'll take an inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, you're going to forcefully exhale out through the nose. So it looks like this. And the belly pulls in as you exhale. Now we're going to do this a few times. We're going to pump the breath. So some of you know this. It's like a variation of Kapalabhati. But you don't have to think about the inhale after that first inhale. It just happens automatically. In fact, if you think about it too much, you might find yourself getting dizzy or hyperventilating. Avoid this exercise generally if you're pregnant, but I'm going to do it really lightly. Menstruating or breastfeeding, have glaucoma, or are prone to panic attacks or anxiety. But you can kind of feel it out with that one. That's a contraindication, but listen to your body if you want to try it. Okay, so begins, and remember it's all through the nose. Begins with an active inhale, and then let's pump. Great. So you can see my belly drawing back, and yours can pull back even more if it feels okay without a baby in there. Pregnant mamas, if you're with us, then a little lighter is best. Much lighter. Okay, so now you're going to take your hand and just place it over one of your nostrils. I like to start with my left. It's a little more traditional, so you could do that. You might close your eyes, sit up tall. We're going to do the same exact thing, but now just through one nostril, about 30 pumpings. Here we go. Breathe in. Release and breathe. Notice the energy flowing. Other side, remember, through the nose, keep pumping the belly. Inhale just actively once to begin. Release and breathe. Exhale through the mouth if you'd like. Beautiful. When you feel ready, you can lie down on your yoga mat or on your bed and use those props to get extra cozy. If you want to pause the video, take some time to wiggle or move or to set up, then you can do that as well. I'll give you a little bit of time too if you want to just keep listening. So remember, maybe something under the head, definitely something under the knees if you're on your back, over the eyes, and even if you're not chilly now, as we relax more and more, the body temperature will drop, so you may want something over your body as well. Okay, so once you're nice and cozy, and you can also lay on your side, you could remain seated if that's better, or you could lay against the wall, something like that. The traditional position is going to be on your back, something underneath your knees. But listen to your body. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute or so just to set up. You're going to hear some nature sounds in the background, and just continue to get cozy and let any final movements kind of release from the body. And then once you're nice and cozy, I'll have you come back to your breath. Watching that constant ebb and flow. Your eyes can remain closed for this whole practice if you feel comfortable. And you're welcome to cover them as well. You'll be guided completely by my voice, and if your mind drifts from my voice, simply bring it back time and time again. Tether it back to my voice. Breath flowing in, breath flowing out. Yoga Nidra has begun. Continue to watch the breath, moving in and out through the nose. And then take a moment to call to mind a word or a phrase that embodies your life's intention. Now, don't think about this too much. It can always evolve as you continue to practice and change a bit as you change. But something that feels, as much as you're able to feel it, like a solid purpose that you've always had. So examples of this sankalpa, we call it in Sanskrit, are things like, I am peace, or I am love. I have compassion for all beings. I am healed. I surrender to God. I am free. Love, peace, serenity, acceptance. It can be one word or a few. Once you land on it, again, don't overthink it. Now repeat it in your mind 3 times as if it was already true. I am healed. Or I am free. 3 times now in your mind. And then let that go. And we'll begin to scan the body. Now, as we scan the body, you can simply draw your mind to the body parts that I'm mentioning. You don't need to move them. Just jumping from one part to the next with your awareness, and we'll move relatively quickly. If you lose track, just come back to my voice as soon as you can. You can simply scan your awareness down into the body parts, or you could imagine a beautiful green light filling the body and cleansing you. So we begin with the right hand thumb. Bring all of your awareness to the right hand thumb. And then your second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, right upper arm, shoulder, chest, waist, back, right hip, upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the whole right side of your body. And then awareness to the left hand thumb. The left hand thumb. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. The left hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, chest, waist, back, hip, upper thigh, left knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the whole left side of the body. The whole left side of the body. Scan up to your head, the top of the head. Awareness to the forehead, the eyebrows, left eye and right eye, left nostril and left and right nostril, upper lip and lower lip, cheeks and jaw, throat. Scan down the front of the body, chest, belly, legs, all the way to the tips of the toes, the whole front of your body. And then back to the head, scan down the back of the body, your head pressing down into your mat or your pillow, the neck lifted up off of the ground, the shoulders down, upper back, lower back may be lifted up off the ground, seat, the pieces of your legs touching the ground, your heel, the whole back of your body. And then bring your awareness throughout your whole physical body. Your whole physical body. The whole body. Next, we'll begin to count with the breath from 54 downward. So you'll breathe in and say to yourself, I'm breathing in 54, and then I'm breathing out 54. I'm breathing in 53, I'm breathing out 53. And so on and so on and so on. If you lose track, start again and keep going. I breathe in, your number, I breathe out, your number. You'll hear my voice resume in a few minutes. If you feel distracted or you drift, just come back to your counting, starting again as much as needed, counting down from 54 with the breath. You can stop your counting. Don't worry how far you got, what number you landed on. Simply come back to listening to my voice. Looking inside yourself. Begin to bring your awareness towards the center of your chest. You can scan your anatomical heart, lungs, and ribs, but then come back to the middle of the chest, the heart center, Anahata. Let your awareness rest here for a moment. And then start to imagine that this space is filled with a sphere-like green orb, glowing beautifully in your chest, and spinning at a moderate pace in a clockwise motion, filling the chest, stirring out anything you don't desire to be here, and filling the chest with this green, cleansing and healing light. See that light break out of the orb and start to spill throughout the inside of your body. It doesn't have to be held in by the bones and the skin. It could even be radiating out of you. Notice the light spilling down your arms, spilling down through the torso, filling your lungs with this beautiful green light. Down into the belly and down both of your legs, out of your feet, light pouring out. Up through the chest and the throat and the head, spilling out through the crown of your head, this beautiful green, glowing light. Bring your awareness back to your lungs. See that shape. The two lungs, left and right. Lines moving through like the roots of a tree. With every breath in, see green, radiant green healing light pouring into you. And as you breathe out, it doesn't leave, it settles and warms and heals. Now see if you can imagine this light and these lungs being bigger than you and your body. Maybe they're the rivers. The lines are the rivers of the world, and the earth begins to breathe in your mind's eye. A little expansion and contraction with your breath. Now that green glowing orb is more like a green and blue and white spinning marble. Earth breathing in and out. Earth breathing in and out. Filling with healing light. Rest here for a moment with this image. The whole world breathing. And then if you wish to go deeper, you might let go of all of these images and simply gaze at the space behind your closed eyes. Chitakasha, the psychic landscape. If images or faces or sounds, anything, colors arise, just observe and then let it go. Just watching Chitakasha, the psychic landscape. Let everything go for a moment, if you're able to. Past images, colors, words, sounds, and just sink into yourself. And then slowly start to notice sounds maybe inside of you, close to you. And then sounds that are further away. Come back to watching your breath flow in and out. And then call back to mind your sankalpa, right? Your life's resolve, that word or sentence that connects to your purpose. And say it again in your mind 3 times with full resolve, as if it were already true, and it is. Once you finish those 3 repetitions, take a deep breath in. Let it go. And then find some tiny movements to reawaken. You can keep your eyes closed as you roll over to one side if you're on your back, or you straighten up or sit up if you're in another position. Yoga Nidra is now complete. Eventually you could make your way up to a comfortable seat. Take a moment to place your hands on your heart center, and then feel free to join me for a deep breath and an om, or to simply listen. A deep breath to begin. And then an inhale. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope this was helpful. Feel free to give me feedback, leave comments, send requests our way as well to Arcana. If you'd like to donate and help our studio, which is still closed right now, and we're a whole healing arts center, small business, we could definitely use support. Please head to arcanamain.com/gift cards and donations, and you can make a $10 donation for classes there, or just to show your support, or you can also Venmo us at Arcana Main. So thank you all so much for tuning in and for all the support that you've showed us throughout the few weeks that we have been closed, and the support that you've all shown me as a mother expecting another baby. For those of you who know and love her, here's Sophia. You may have heard her breathing through our video. So hopefully she brightens up your day a little bit too. Lots of love to you all.